Hey everyone, welcome back, and this is part 2 of this Peter Pan chassis I've got. As you recall, I believe the coil here, I think this one's completely rooted, bare wire here, just broken off. Don't know where to, can't fix it up again, well I can't anyway. But I managed to get myself, what I've been told is the same coil out of a very similar model. Whether this, I mean, to me this is an Astor chassis with the Peter Pan name on it apparently. But anyway, I'm going to jumper this in. I know this has got an extra trimmer on it, and this one doesn't, but that's okay. I shouldn't think it'd be a problem anyway. So I will check it out, get the orientation right, and jumper it in, and we'll give it a test and see if this fixes the problem. Okay, all jump it in, and I've double checked everything, so it looks okay to me. Aerial's plugged in as well, and let me just get that power going and turn the variac up. And 220 odd volts will do. And nothing. Huh. No. Absolutely nothing. Do we have voltages? Let's check that out. Where are we here? So the plate of the output, oh, that's 180 odd volts, that's fine. What about the output of that? That's 200 volts going to, from the plate of the detector, going to the IAF. And what am I getting out at the other end of the IAF? Well, minus 4 volts, is that normal? What's the voltage between the two? What? Hold on, what was that? I got signal. No, but that's interesting. And that's going to, the output is going to the second can. That's the second valve, which would be the IAF amplifier, I guess. I wonder if it's that valve. I don't know if you can hear it. I mean, I'm on full volume and definitely got signal. So, is it the valve or is it the IAF can? Anyway, I'll sort the valve out first because that's the easiest thing to do, and we'll see if that makes any difference. I may have done this to begin with, I don't know. But at least we've got signal, so taking it that works actually. I will just run the test, just a second. Okay, I've just put some alligator clips on my multimeter, and I've got the signal coming through, whatever station it is. Very, very weak. My test is, God, there's all this racket outside, I can't hear what's going on. Disconnect the coil. Yep. And I'm pretty sure the coil, yep. And I know that the coil is wired up correctly, but according to that exactly. So, alright, the coil's working, that coil is stuffed, not a problem. I'll get another valve, swap it out and see if it makes any difference. Okay, I've swapped the valve out, it was a 6U7, and let's see if that's the culprit. Well, the signal's come back, and of course if I disconnect my multimeter, signal disappears. That's real strange. No, I'm not going to short out those two terminals. However, let me jiggle the valve around. No, jiggling on that one doesn't help. Nah, so the sockets seem okay. I'll power it off and I'm going to see if I can buzz out that first IAF Can. Okay, so I'm assuming those two are in circuit. I don't get anything. Nothing. What about the other one? Surely they should buzz out. I have had that before and they still work though. So, I know I've done this before. I've put another one in place, but I'm going to try it again. I'm going to just jump for another IAF Can in there. See what that does. Well, I swapped out a few IAF Cans and absolutely no improvement. Still got signal, but it was exactly the same as it is in the original configuration. So I'm thinking, I know the new coil, well, it is working, at least working better than that. So I thought to myself, if I just jumper it in, is the old coil is it going to interfere with it, with the workings of the oscillation? And I thought, maybe not, but I'm going to take this out and install the old one in. The new one in, my apologies, and take it from there. And while I'm doing that, hopefully something will occur to me, the next step. So I'll do that first. Okay, so I've put that coil in, and as you can hear, the radio is working. But remember, on the proviso that I have my multimeter measuring the voltage between those two terminals of the first IAF Can.
Hi Virginia,
and
thank you for taking my call. Radio work.
If I do take it off, I can still hear it. It's very, very faint. So, yes, I'm at a complete loss. I've never, ever experienced anything like this before, although I haven't been at this for that long, to be honest. What I am going to do now is I'm going to replace the caps and the resistors. There's a possibility one of them is breaking down under load, but they measure okay when they're cold. So I'll do that, and if I have any breakthroughs, I'll just come straight back. Well, I've changed a couple of resistors down here in the RF section and made no difference. But then again, my mind keeps going back to these IAF Cans, and I finally worked out how to test them. I've forgotten. It's been a while. I, for some reason, thought that top and bottom were in line, but they're not. It's left to right. So I've got resistance there, that's good. We're getting readings there, that's great. Go to the top one. Oh, sorry, you can't see the... Oh, God. So, I don't know if you can see it. Close enough. So that coil is okay. That coil is okay. Come up to the second IAF Can. I got nothing on that. But the top one, pretty sure I do. Come on. Yep. So this one is open circuit, and it ain't going to work. So what I'm going to do, I found another IAF Can, and this one definitely is not open circuit. So I'm just going to jumper it in and pray for a miracle, I guess. So, yeah, look, you know, where are we? That one goes there. I've just oriented the the can to be exactly like that one up there. So top one can be yellow. And where are we? Bottom one on the right hand side, green. For want of a better colour. And lucky last. Let's jumper in the red. I'm assuming this is going to work. I don't always have luck with this sort of stuff. But anyway, there it is. Mess of wires. I'm going to just turn the power on. And let's see what happens. Come on. Got something. Motorboating. I'll just check my connections, make sure I did do it properly. Okay, so I rechecked my connections and powered it up. I checked it a few times and it just kept motorboating. Rechecked it again and this is the result.
Around the world, you've looked at multiple codes.
That's full volume. Could be better.
Why Australian rules, do you think?
Could be better, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
In American football, but you know, they're an equivalent.
Okay, that's a relief. I'm going to change that IAF Can. And geez, we're good to go. How about that? How about that? Oh God. Turn that off. How about that? So, what an interesting one. And look, to be honest, you know, it's been a while since I've had to play with IAF cans, and checking the resistance, I remembered going back a year and a half. Thought, yeah, that's right. And it's roughly about 22 ohms, roughly. The resistance level that I've seen on these cans anyway. So anyway, solved that. I'll come back when I've put that can in. So the IAF can is in, and a bit of a messy job in the wiring, but unfortunately I had to. That's the original setup of it, but of course my replacement actually wanted to be on an angle to fit it exactly in, and of course it won't lock in that way. Anyway, I think you get it. I'm sort of confused myself, but let's test, see if I've done it correctly. And pardon my arm if I get in the way. Turn the power up. I also have a suspicion that it's going to be louder without that old IAF Can still in circuit. Well, here it comes.
Release of information about the interception of the asylum seeker boat by the Australian Border Force was prompted by a request from Prime Minister Scott Morrison. The new Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has ordered an inquiry to find out.
I just thought, just in my mind, I thought the jumper in the new can, or the working can with the old one, was probably going to affect the volume somewhat, and I've been proven right. Good guess on my part. Geez, I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased with this. I'm going to finish capping it, and she's a goer. She's a good one. So I'll be back shortly. Well, guys, it's done. And
the top end in dewy conditions,
as you can hear,
which they're used to,
running well.
They've got North Melbourne next week.
And I'll just turn that down, and yeah, all the caps have been done, most of the resistors, and it's all good. So this was a great one, two-parter, and got it in the second half though. So yeah, more than just a aerial call, also an IAF Can. Still, it happens, and it's made me think about some more thorough testing procedures when I get a chassis and start looking at it, and I think it's just worthwhile checking everything that I do, plus the IAF cans as well, just to make sure. So that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Great success. I'm very pleased again, and I will catch you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.